This is the Networks Programming Assignment 4 video, part 1. Here I'm going to run it. Here you can see that I implemented the pretty print. So router A initialized the routing table right here, and then you can see that it starts by sending the routing update. And then the way that we encoded the routing table is we just turned the Python dictionary into a JSON string. And then it sends all the routing updates back and forth until finally the routing tables converge. And you can see that they converged because they are the same for router A and router B. This is part 2 where I modified the forward packet method to use the routing tables. So we are going to see here host 1 sending a packet to host 2. And so what happens is host 1 sends a packet to router A picks it up and starts forwarding the packet. It looks through the routing tables and finds that its neighbor RB has the minimum cost to get to host 2. And so now you can see that corresponds to interface 1, and so it sends the message from interface 0 to interface 1. Then router B receives a packet, and then it finds that the node with the minimum cost to the destination is the destination itself. And so it forwards the packet to the destination H2. And that corresponds to interface 1. So the message is sent from interface 0 to interface 1. And then you can see that host 2 received the packet. Now we are sending a reply packet back from host 2 to host 1. So you can see here host 2 now sends the packet to router B, and that starts forwarding the packet. It finds that router A has a minimum cost, so it sends it to router A, and that corresponds to interface 0. So it sends the packet from interface 1 to interface 0. Then router A picks it up and starts forwarding the packet. It finds that the minimum cost of the destination is the destination itself, and so it forwards the packet to the destination H1, and then H1 receives the packet. This is part 3 where I have implemented the following topology, and I will run it here. So what I did, as you can see here, router A cost to go to router B is 2, but then the cost to go to router C is 1. And then from router D, the cost to go to router C is 2, but the cost to go to router B is 1. So what that means is that any message sent from host 1 to host 2 should go through router C, and then any message from host 2 to host 1 should go through router B. So if we look at the messages sent here, host 1 is sending a message to host 2. Router A gets the packet from host 1, and then it sees that the neighbor node RC has the minimum cost, which is this one. And so that corresponds to interface 2, so it forwards it to RC, and then RC forwards it to RD, and then RD forwards it to the destination. Now, and then the destination receives the packet. So now host 2 is sending a packet to host 1, and you can see it sends it to router D, and then router D finds that its neighbor node RB has a minimum cost of 3, so that now it's going this way. And then router B gets forwarded, and then this router B forwards it to router A, and then router A sends it to the destination. And so here you can see that host 1 received the packet.